From the ranges, rivers, and woods of Shelby Township, this is the Bullseye and Broadhead podcast, brought to you by the Detroit Sportsmens Congress. I'm Tad Blankenberg, and thank you for joining us. On today's episode of the Bullseye and Broadhead, we learn about the shotgun activities and events that take place at the Detroit Sportsmens Congress. Hi, Rick. How you doing today?
Good. Good day out here today. Nice and sunny. Finally warming up.
Yeah, I know. It's been a blessing, that's for sure. Thanks for meeting with me today. Today we're going to be talking about our shotgun activities here at the club. But before we get into that, Rick, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? How long you've been a member?
Well, I've been a member twice. I was a member in the early 80s when I shot a lot of competitive shooting here when the club seemed to be flourishing a lot in the early 80s. Then I stopped and I took time out to raise a family. And I picked it back up in 2009. I've been a member ever since and been employed by the club since 2017. And I'm the trap and skeet manager. And that's pretty much it. I've been shooting a lot for a number of years. I've shot in probably over 500,000 competitive targets.
Oh, wow.
Somewhere in that area between practice and actually competitive targets. So I know a little bit about shooting shotgun.
Yeah. When did you first start, as a kid?
No, I started when I was about 30 years old. I started when I was 30, and I shot and I made the All-American team in the early 80s. And then like I said, I took time off to raise a family, didn't pick up a shotgun again until 2009.
Okay. And you're still a competitive shooter today?
I still compete today. I was president of the Michigan Skeet Association for 5 years and on the board of directors for 9 years. And then I took time, I decided to call that a quit and decided to spend more time working with the junior programs here again. Because then when I first got back into it in say around 2010, 2011, I worked a lot with the junior program back then. Then I took time off to shoot a little bit more competitively. And now that I don't shoot it as much competitively, like Bill or I don't get to shoot very much at all, now I work with the kids a lot. They're my pride and joy. I get more pride out of seeing them do good now than myself doing well.
Excellent. That's good. We need people like you to keep that next group of competitive shooters, going.
Yep.
So let's talk a little bit about the venues here at DSC. We have sporting clays, skeet, and trap, correct?
And 5 stand.
And 5 stand. Okay.
Up here at this venue, we have trap, skeet, and 5 stand. Down below where Al McGee runs the place, that's his baby. That's sporting clays down there.
So out of the three that are up here, trap is probably the oldest of the three sports, correct?
Again, they were all here when I shot in the 80s. When I shot in the 80s, the berm that people will see wasn't even here at that time. They built that after. The houses have been redone. All the fields have been redone since then. And the trap, I think trap and skeet were here about the same time. 5 stand's the newest of the bunch.
Okay. Now I've shot skeet before. I've never shot trap or 5 stand. How is trap different? Are they more random when they shoot?
When somebody will come out and they've never shot before, I will generally steer them to trap.
Okay.
Because I can make the targets here fly just straight away, and they have a better chance of hitting some. But when you shoot trap, you shoot from 5 stations, 5 shots per station, and the machine oscillates 40 degrees left and 40 degrees right. So from each station, you get a different look, and it's just a random thing.
Okay. All right. And we have 2 trap fields?
We have 4 trap fields.
4 trap fields. Okay.
4 trap fields will throw regular trap, which is what most people shoot. They also throw something called wobble trap, where the machine doesn't only go left to right, it goes up and down at the same time. So you're getting a wide variety of targets. And then the 2 machines on trap 3 and trap 4 will also throw doubles trap.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is five stand? What can you tell me about five stand?
Five stand is like sporting clays, but it's sporting clays light, for a better word. You're going to shoot different presentations. You're going to shoot a lot of the same targets that you'll shoot on sporting clays, like you'll shoot batus, rabbits, and sporting clays is a lot of times referred to as golf with a shotgun, because when you shoot sporting clays, you have 13 different stations with different presentations, like a duck, like a rabbit, like a raising teal. It's hunting. It simulates hunting shots the best. That's what sporting clays on. And now five stand, what it does is it condenses the huge area that they use down at sporting clays down into a small little area where people can shoot from five separate stations and shoot five targets on each station like that.
Okay. So you do 25 rounds on five stand.
Right.
Okay. And that's something a little bit more newer, correct?
Right. Five stand and sporting clays are the newest of the target games. Trap and skeet have been around for a long time. Skeet was probably I think skeet was the first one because it was originally designed where you shot in a complete circle. Now skeet is shot in a semicircle with 8 stations around it. Originally it was shot in a complete circle, but they found out that with people standing on the opposite side, it wasn't a good idea to be shooting at them. So they condensed it down to a semicircle.
That was a good idea. So we have one five stand.
Right.
Okay. And then how many skeet fields do we have?
We have 5 skeet fields, 4 trap fields, and the 1 5 stand. The 5 stand is our newest pride and joy because we set it up, and this year we are looking to enclose it, which means that members will be able to shoot from inside a heated building at clay targets rather than standing out in 30-degree below wind chill, either shooting trap or skeet. So we're hoping that this is going to take off because we're investing in it, and the plans are on the desk in Bonnie's office right now for, county and or township approval.
Okay. So it's actually we're going to be erecting a facility.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Excellent. That's good to hear. So tell me a little bit about skeet. What's the shooting sequence of skeet?
Skeet, you're going to shoot from 8 stations. 1 through 7 are on the arc, and station 8 is located midway between station 1 and 7. It's a very quick target. On skeet, you're going to shoot 4 targets from the first station. You'll shoot a high, a low, and then a double. Because you've got two houses on a skeet field, one on each end of the semicircle. You're going to shoot 4 targets there, as I said. And then you go to station 2, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to shoot a high, a low, and a double. Where the double is thrown, the targets are thrown simultaneously. When you're beginning, a lot of people will throw what's called a report pair, where you'll throw the one target, wait till they shoot the first target, then they throw the second target. Again, that's just for teaching purposes, but more experienced shooters just shoot the regular station, a high and a low and a double. Stations 3, 4, and 5, you only shoot a high and a low house. Stations 6 and 7, you shoot, again, a high, low, and a double. And then at station 8, when you get there, you're standing in the middle of the field, so you're really close to the house. Now you're halfway from the house. You shoot 1 high target, 1 low target. If you haven't missed to that point, then you shoot what you call your option, which is taken as a second low target on station 8. If you miss a target during the course of the round, you shoot your option at the point where you missed your first target. So that comes up to 28.
Okay.
Or 25.
Now, if people come out and they have not shot skeet, trap, or five stand, if they come out during normal hours, is there somebody who can show them how?
Generally, there's myself is here, and as long as we're not busy and all that stuff, we'll generally take the person out and give them a few little tips on what they need to do. We'll get them set up, instruct them how to use the machines, and we try to give them as much input as we can. But again, when you're out here, you're trying to watch over a full facility too, where if you get 3 different people that have never shot coming in, one person doesn't spread well between 3 people. Usually Bill's out here and he'll help. Chris Tomkow is out here, and Chris will help people with trap. Bill will help people with either the 5-stand skeeters, whichever, and I'll do the same thing. We try to give them some basic information because it's going to be hard to give somebody enough knowledge to become good at the game one time out. If you come out
Right.
once or twice a year.
Right. Now, do we rent shotguns to people who don't have them?
No, we cannot rent a shotgun here for insurance purposes. We can't rent guns in any facility, whether it's rifle, pistol, sporting clays, anything. We can't because of insurance purposes. We have shotguns for the juniors that they're allowed to use, but the shotguns cannot leave the premises. They shoot with them while we're instructing them and having our clinics with them, and that's the only time they get to touch the shotgun. It's just for junior instruction, as is rifles that we have for juniors, also too, like that.
Is there any particular type of shotgun that you would recommend for any of those three activities?
Well, for the most economical one and the best one to shoot for skeet, trap, or 5-stand would be a semi-automatic. That's going to be the most economical one. After that, you're going to go up into an over and under, which is going to be a little bit more costly, obviously, because it's got 2 barrels, and 2 barrels need to be machined and everything else like that. And shotguns can vary widely in price. Like, you can get a used semi-automatic, which if you got a 20 gauge is the best. Everybody thinks to go to a 12 gauge. The 20 gauge is the best. You'll break as many targets with a 20 gauge as you will a 12 gauge. And they can vary in price from like $700-800 for a used semi-automatic to like my competition shotgun that's $15,000.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any type of shotgun you would tell people don't bring out with you?
I would tell them to shy if they have the wherewithal not to bring out a 12 gauge pump. I would tell them not to bring out a 12 gauge pump, because if you shoot a 12 gauge pump and say you're a beginner or you're a female, the guy brings his girlfriend out or something like that, she's not going to shoot very many targets at all. She's going to say, this hurts too much.
It's funny you should say that, because guess what I did? I have an over under,
Mhm.
and I brought my 12 gauge, and I brought my wife out here because she wanted to try to shoot skeet.
Mhm.
The only other shotgun I have is a 12 gauge pump.
Mhm.
So I gave her the 12 gauge pump. And yeah, she did not like it at all. She had a bruise on her shoulder. But also, I mean, she's only 5'4". And I think what I probably need is a junior shotgun for her. Because it was very hard for her just to get the 12 gauge to fit her shooting stance.
Well, we generally don't allow, again, the junior shotguns are specifically for the junior program. We don't generally allow them out of the safe other than that. We usually keep them in. The best gun for, again, like I said, the best gun is a semi-automatic because they're gas operated. And the gas operation absorbs the recoil rather than having, even in an over and under, it isn't transferred directly to your body like that. But then again, that all comes with proper setup and proper technique, because you can learn proper setup and proper technique to negate the recoil in the shotgun, and that's one of the keys to do.
Okay. And with her being only 5'4", do you think if I go out and purchase her a junior shotgun, it would probably fit her better?
Again, without seeing her, it's hard to say.
Okay.
If anybody, we always tell people, and sometimes they don't listen to us, but we always tell people, please come in and talk to us before you buy something. Because if you come in and talk to us before you buy something, we'll steer you in the right direction. And, hopefully, I'm sort of like the Army had scroungers that could dig up anything.
Yeah.
If you tell me you're looking for something, I can generally find it. I've been shooting for, actively competitive since 2009 again. I've got so many friends that I know that are selling so many shotguns at any given point in time. I can't tell you the number of shotguns that I bought, sold, and traded for, here at the club.
Well, my wife and I are both retiring next year, so I'll take you up on that.
I'll be here.
Let's talk about sporting clays a little bit. Now that's a little bit farther behind the club, or at the other end of the club. And I've always considered that to be golf for shotgun shooters.
Yes, it is. As I mentioned before, you have so many different variety of stations. You'll walk to one station, you'll get, you know, different presentations here as you will get from there. Where skeet is skeet is very linear. It As you progress in skeet, it becomes more of a mental game than it is a physical game, or it's, physically challenging that way, because you know where the targets are coming from. They come from the same spot all the time, so it becomes more of a mental challenge to do it. There are very many hundreds, what we shoot in competition, broken in skeet, and I've never, not to my knowledge, ever seen one done in sporting clays. And because you usually shoot 100 targets for competition.
Okay.
And I don't think I've ever seen one done in sporting clays.
Okay.
So,
And that how many stations are there at Sporting Clays?
13.
Okay.
And this year what we've done at Sporting Clays is we've gone from where we only had 2 machines on a station. Now we've gone to a third machine, which gives us more presentations, where a novice can shoot, like the A and B target, but a more advanced shooter will throw the C target in with it. A lot of other clubs have 4 machines per station, and again, that's mostly for competitive purposes, because a lot of the other clubs throw a lot of registered Sporting Clays targets.
Okay. And there, we also have golf carts available for people for that, correct?
We have a limited number of golf carts, and it's best to know, if you're going to go shoot and you want to be down there, it's best to call and see if they can reserve one for you, because we have a very limited number. In fact, we had a large outing there just this past weekend that from the San Marino Club, and they had, I believe it was 60 some competitors. We don't have enough golf carts for all of them, so some of them had to walk. So, but that's a good point of golf too. You end up walking too.
Right, right. And I've done it a few times. I prefer the walking.
Yep.
Do we have any leagues for any other shotgun activities here at the club?
We have one league that I've gotten a lot of members in. It's a semi-competitive league. It lasts 8 months, and it's done through the Michigan Skeet Association, and the registered targets, which go to towards their national average. Leagues that we've tried, a few leagues, they haven't gone over as well, but we're hoping that now with the 5-stand here, we ran a 5-stand league in the fall last year, and it was fairly good for being a fledgling league. It was fairly well attended, but we're hoping to, in this year, get, with the new enclosed 5-stand, possibly a wintertime 5-stand league. Because, like I said, everybody's shooting from inside. I know I'm not going to be standing outside in 15 degrees with a 10, 15 mile an hour wind. I'll be inside the building where it's going to be heated.
Right. Do we host competitions?
Yes, we do. We usually have, excuse me, we usually have 2 registered skeet shoots per month, which I run the program. We sign up people from different clubs will come over and shoot. A lot of people from Blue Water Sportsmen's Association up in Port Huron, they come down and shoot all the time. And they're, like I said, just this past weekend, we had one where the competitors went out and shot the 12 gauge in the morning, and then they shot another 100 12 gauge targets in the afternoon. They all vary. Sometimes we'll have people shoot the 12 gauge in the morning and a 410 in the afternoon, or the 28 gauge in the afternoon, or the 20 gauge. And that's what registered competition is. You shoot all 4 gauges at 100 targets per competition, per event.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And what is the typical turnout for our tournaments? Do we get hundreds or dozens of
I
shooters?
wish we did. We used to shoot, and we used to get 40, 45, and that used to be full, because we have 5 fields. Obviously, you get 20. We try to keep one field in reserve in case a field breaks down. So you get 20 on a field per rotation, and we would fill 2 rotations, and that fills the day, because you start one at 10 o'clock, then you start one at 11:30, then one at, every hour and a half you're starting a different rotation. So that would fill the day. 40 was our max, but unfortunately, with the way things have turned out ever since COVID and ever since we had to shut down, it has increased the prices exponentially. Where when I would shoot before COVID at competitions, I could go out and buy 8 pounds of powder, 5,000 wads, and 5,000 primers, and go home with the bill being around $225. Now, just to buy 8 pounds of powder, it's $400.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Prices have gone up considerably since COVID, especially for firearms
Yeah.
activities. I've seen that myself, being mainly a pistol shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Are the competitions handicapped in any way?
No, for skeet they're not, but you go according to your class. You're classified as you shoot. If one person would shoot and he would break, say, 95, excuse me, he goes into A class, and then if you shoot between 95 and a certain number, you go into B, and so on and so on and so on. Where up into 12 gauge, you have an E class, and you shoot when you're shooting competitively. You shoot against everybody, but you also shoot against the people simultaneously in your own class.
Okay.
So you technically an E-class shooter could run 100 targets and shoot 100 and end up being champ. But if he didn't, he's going to revert back to his class to compete against all the other E-class shooters. We usually go champ, runner up, and third, and then after that, everybody goes back into their own classes. And those are also subcategorized into age groups, where you have sub-juniors, juniors, sub-seniors, seniors, veterans, and senior veterans. So going right up to people that are 80 years old shooting still.
I like that. That sounds great. Hopefully, that's something I can get into as I approach retirement. Now we have a pro shop here in the shotgun building too, and they can provide all the necessary shotgun shells for
Yes,
shooting in the
yes, they
events.
can. The only people that are allowed to buy from the pro shop are members, or say if they're coming in and they are going to shoot on our venue that day. They can't buy anything and take anything off the venue. So if a non-member walks in and he's bringing 5 guys in and they each want to buy 2 boxes of ammo, yes, we'll sell them ammo, but it has to be shot at the venue that day, because that's what we consider a benefit of membership. That you get to purchase from our store, you get to purchase what we have, and that's how we try to keep costs down as much as we can.
That's a good policy. I like that. Do you have any recommendations for new shooters?
Again, if when you come out and don't expect to break everything, because nobody did on their first time. The most important thing you want to do is come out here, just like any other recreational activity. Come out and have fun. Try and have fun, because that's what it's all about. Even in all the competitive shooting that I've done, and as of lately, it has become less fun to shoot competitively, but more fun just to come out and shoot. And that's what I want to do. And that's why, like I mentioned, I've shot 500,000 targets at shooting skeet. Now I like shooting 5-stand more, because it's a challenge and it's fun, and it's different. I laugh at myself, I kid around, and that's what we all do. And also at 5-stand, we also have a new thing that we call make a break, where you shoot from an elevated platform, but you shoot at all the 5-stand targets, and it's a hoot, because you're shooting man against man, and there's strategy that goes in when you see, because you're assigned a point value for each target that you break at a certain station. Like if you shot a target from a pair from 1 and 7, if you broke them both, you get 8 points. And if you miss the 1, you have to shoot at the 1 again. And like I said, it gets to be a hoot, because halfway through, now you start calculating which targets you want to shoot. The first 7 pairs are set for you. You have to shoot them. But after that, you can shoot, like if you're behind by 5 points, you can shoot a 1 and a 5 to get 6 points to go ahead. So it becomes a little bit of a strategy after that.
I like that. Well, that's great advice. Thank you, Rick. And thanks for meeting with me today to talk about our shotgun activities. I appreciate the time.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Any way I can help, and like I said, more members that stop in, come out and see the new stuff we're going to have.